What's going on, everyone? You're listening to 99 Yards here with your host, Adi Bot. And today, this is going to be a segment into a bigger and one of my biggest podcasts ever. And it's going to be the Super Bowl kickoff. This is going to be the first segment. And I have a guest on the show. You want to introduce yourself? Familiar face?
Yes, sir. OJ knows sports because, well, OJ knows. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as I said, this is going to be a huge podcast. So we're not even gonna have an ad right here because we're gonna have so many segments. I'll get that ad after we're done with this one. So let's start off. So I mean, you got the Buck stuff on. So you have the Chiefs winning, or who you got winning?
I got the Chiefs winning 55-7. Yep. The Chiefs are gonna blow the Bucks out.
Yep. You heard that first. You heard it first. Bucks fans also got now.
So the Bucks are gonna win. Here's why. And I'm gonna make a video on this probably like Saturday or something, but I'll give you the truncated version, right? The Chiefs have the advantage in the passing attack, they have the advantage in the coaching, and they have the advantage in the quarterback and their secondary. Right? Okay, that's fine. If you look at the last game, and I don't like to base a lot of things on last game, right? But the Chiefs came out swinging. The game was still close. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was 27-24. First of all, Tyreek Hill's not going to get 13 receptions, 269 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. And 2 of those touchdowns, I believe, was in the first half.
Yeah, no, his game was only he was on pace for, like, if he kept it up throughout the quarters, he was on pace for 800 yards, but like he only had that 200-yard first quarter, which is still crazy. But
Tyreek Hill's not gonna duplicate that. I'll tell you that now. They're gonna sell out. They're gonna sell out on Tyreek. They're probably gonna double team him. So that's the first thing that's not gonna happen. Second thing, the Bucks started out very slowly in that game. Again, it's not gonna happen. 2 things is different this time around. The Bucks defense has peaked, particularly the pass rush, and the Bucks OLine in our offense has peaked. Whereas if you look at the Chiefs, they're not gonna do much in the running department. The Bucks have the number 1 run stop defense. So what are you gonna do?
Vita Vea right now.
Yeah, and we got Vita Vea back. And if you guys have been paying attention, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has either been hurt or he hasn't really been doing anything. Neither has Le'Veon. So in terms of running game, there's not much to be said there.
Hey, I told you this whenever the season started in fantasy.
Do you know what the most important variable in the game is going to be, though? I'm asking you.
What?
What is going to be the most important variable in the game? Your opinion.
If the Bucks can hold the Chiefs passing game down, and then that's my opinion on that. But
I think that would be number 2. Number 1 matchup, Brady. It's going to be the Chiefs O-line versus the Bucks D-line. And the reason I say that is because they lost Fisher to an Achilles heel injury. And their other starter, so Fisher is a left tackle. And I think their right guard. No, Schwartz is the left tackle. I always get them confused. Which one's the left tackle? I think Schwartz is the left tackle.
Schwartz is Schwartz is the right tackle. He's the right tackle. Because
one of their tackles is hurt. He's out. Schwartz is out. And then Fisher's out as well. It's looking like he's not gonna play.
No, he has an Achilles tear.
Which one has a back? No, Schwartz has the Achilles tear, doesn't he?
No,
I think we got it backwards.
Fisher got injured last week and tore his Achilles, I think.
Okay, yeah. Damn, I
don't think Schwartz is coming back though. I don't think either of them are going to be coming back though.
Either way, one of them is out. The one that suffered the
Achilles tear, I think, right? I think Fisher went out last week. So
Schwartz is the one with the back. Fisher is the one that was with the Achilles.
But Schwartz hasn't been playing that much even throughout the season. I don't think he's only.
Okay, I got it now. Schwartz is the back issue. Fisher's the one with the Achilles. So Fisher's out. Fisher's their best offensive lineman. He's a Pro Bowler. He's out. Yeah. Schwartz is. This is the thing about Schwartz, man. He's been battling a back injury since like week 11.
Yeah.
So even if he plays, he's not going to be 100%. So I just think that the Chiefs O-line is the most vulnerable it's ever been all season, and the Bucks D-line is the most dominant it's ever been off season. Yeah. Shaq Barrett did not have the greatest year coming back from a 20-sack year, but the past couple of games he's been tearing it up. Jason Pierre-Paul tearing it up.
Yeah.
And Vita Vea, man, his ability to command respect and get double team opens everything. That's what people have to understand. It all starts with Vita Vea, man. He opens everything up.
Vita Vea is like one of those. Because of that, he's a very good run stopper. He's probably one of the best.
Listen, man, I have a friend, my homeboy. His name's Isaac. I probably said this story before. Stop me if I have. But he's a physical therapist here in Tampa. And Vita Vea went to his the clinic one day, and he says Vita Vea is just a massive human being.
Oh, yeah, he's huge. Yeah, that guy is huge.
So, but he has a cool job. He sees God win. Because a lot of the Bucks, the Bucks team doctor is in the same like plaza where he works at.
Oh, wow.
He sees a lot of the Bucks players and stuff like that. So
yeah, now those guys like low key, that's kind of the biggest thing about football though, like keeping up, because a lot of those people like not good, like especially the people who just don't feel like working out and stuff like that. But but what was I gonna say? The O-line though for the Bucks actually surprising. It looks like a makeshift O-line, but it's actually coming together.
It's been playing better, man.
Yeah, they have.
It's been playing better. Apparently, Ryan Jensen, which I always have beef with, he's apparently Pro Football Focus has him as a top lineman.
Oh yeah, no, Ryan Jensen he's good.
I guess his issue was more so he was undisciplined. He gets penalized, but Jensen, he's been balling lately. The rookie worst. I think he's been the best, and I might be biased. He's been the best rookie offensive player, particularly. I mean, he's a tackle too.
I would say. I mean, I don't even think he was the best on the O-line. I think Mekhi Becton was.
For the Bucks?
No. Oh, are you talking about only the Bucks or just?
Oh no. You're talking about a rookie. To be completely honest with you, man, I don't really keep up that much with the rookie offensive lineman. I'll take your word for it. But suffice it to say, worst is definitely up there, at least top 3. And then obviously you have Kappa, and then you have our best offensive lineman, which I'm having a brain fart right now. I can't think of his name. Oh my God. But either way, man, we're healthy in that department.
And I brought this up some time ago, but hey, I'm kind of biased towards that Bucks O-line because guy Ted Larson's on that. I'm really hoping he gets a start or some PT. Really hoping he does, just so I can see him play. But like that guy.
Oh yeah. You never know. I mean,
if he plays, I'm
Ali Marpet.
Ali Marpet. Ali Marpet's a freaking beast, dude. That Ali Marpet's been a beast since he's been in the league, I think. But then back on Ryan Jensen, it's hard. It's hard saying that those players aren't going to be aren't going to be game penalized because he's one of those, like Dave Gettleman likes to call him the hog mollies, those big mean guys at the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like him, and the only other player I can really think about right now is what's his name? Will Hernandez for the Giants. Will Hernandez, Shane Lemieux. Again, I don't really pay attention to O-line like that, but like those guys, like I know for a fact, Shane Lemieux, we got him in because of that. But those guys, they're just in there to be mean and physical. And
they call them the hogs, man. They do the dirty work. They're in the trenches.
They just go in there and try to like take whoever's head they got. And so
I think the Bucks
and really
the Bucks are in great position. And man.
If the Bucks can get Chris Jones, and that D line, I think Frank Clark's playing as well. So that D line, if they can get rid of or neutralize Chris Jones and those defensive ends and tackles out of the way, their rushing attack could be really good. Their rushing attack could be better than we've seen this season, and that's saying a lot because, like Ronald Jones, I had him coming in as going to be the starter and being the best running back on that team, and he's not. That.
I was going back and forth with Fournette and Ryan, oh my goodness, and Ronald Jones. But after he came back, man, I think it was a Washington game in the playoffs. That's when I realized he's definitely the best running back on the Bucks roster. It just sucks that he has alligator arms. So does Fournette. Neither of those guys could catch, man. Neither of those guys.
But I mean, here's the thing though. Like I've been saying this, like especially with Derrick Henry and all those guys. Like catching right now, I think is overrated in running back. At least to me, because of the fact that like half of the passes are swing passes, just out of the backfield screens.
It depends, though, man. It depends on the type of offense.
No one's gonna be lining up, though. No one's gonna be lining up as a receiver. Maybe will we see James White playing receiver like that?
Think about it, though. All right, let me try to convince you, right?
Okay.
A lot of times, the running back pass, that is the very last read, right? The X receiver, he's covered, Y covered, tight end covered. That is literally the dump off last read. That's why a lot of times you see rookie quarterbacks, they're quick to throw it to the running back because they don't even go through their progressions. They just kind of panic through it. But my point is this: if you're playing a team, particularly a team with a good secondary like the Chiefs, oftentimes you're going to have good coverage. So they're not going to, for the most part, they're not going to commit one guy to the running back. They'll just have one guy playing the flats, and he'll be watching the running back. So when you have a running back that's actually very good at pass catching, someone like Alvin Kamara, this is what it does. Let's say he never even catches the ball, but he forces that defense to be honest. He forces that defense to commit at least one guy in the flats in that zone the whole time. When you do that, you limit what a defense can scheme you for. And that's why it's so important, man. If you're someone like, and again, I'm not to take shots at Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry, the opposing defense can be a lot more flexible with their zone coverages simply because they don't have to account for him in the flats as far as catching it. So they could play a little bit further back. They don't have to play so close to the line of scrimmage. That's really what it does, man. It affords a little bit more flexibility.
If you look at for that point there with Derrick Henry, I'm not gonna try and get into this too long. We brought up this, we got into this almost every single time. But like Derrick Henry, we saw like one play. I think he got like 52 yards on a screen pass, one of his only catches of the season. So it's hard to say that because like if you give him way too much room, you're just letting him get comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. But you live with that though, right? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things you live with. Like Joel Embiid for the Sixers. If he shoots a three, he makes it. It sucks, but you live with it. You know that's not really his game. But but to your point though, I mean, I don't even care for when the Bucks utilize the pack because it's like they're gonna drop it. I know they're gonna drop it, bro.
Thing is, like out the back, I mean, y'all have 3 tight ends. Oh yeah, they have AB. Y'all have 3 tight ends. So, I mean, y'all got Gronk,
me, OJ, and then Gronk.
Yep.
Cameron Brady.
No, Cameron Brady. And then as a slot, y'all got, of course, Scotty Miller, who's probably just gonna go off just because he wants it. He's either gonna go off or just have a blowing game.
But the thing about Scotty Miller, right? He's the type to not have anything. And then out of nowhere, 50-yard bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Literally this season, that's Scotty Miller. If you look at his stat line, it'll be like 3 receptions, 70 yards, like 1 touchdown. Like Scotty Miller's not gonna sit there and have like
the longest at like 50 yards. It's gonna be like 870 and then longest 50 in the game.
Correct. So
that's what we saw.
Tyler Johnson is nice too.
Oh yeah, Tyler Johnson is a good rookie. He is actually I don't think he's ever gonna take over like as like a third stringer or something, but he's a very nice pass catcher.
Yeah, he's you remember good, that man.
You remember that pass?
I don't know if I'll stay with the Bucks if I was him. I try to go somewhere else because it's just too like that catch he made with the Packers when he caught it and twisted his body. Oh my! Was
it the Packers or the Saints?
No, that was the Packers. Wait,
no, it was the Saints. It was the Saints. It was the Saints because it was. You're right. But that was
on a third down. That was like a third and 8.
That was actually I think the most important catch of that game, to be honest. But see, then he has that dropping problem. Because a lot of those catches in the Packers game he should have caught, and he just dropped them. But so what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say it's people like him and Scotty Miller. It is a little tougher on them because they don't know when their name is gonna get called. And as a receiver, if you're not warmed up, let's say they go to you for the first time in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's gonna be the hardest catch of the game for you, simply because like it's just like sort of that within a game you could be rusted even within a game. So
that's true. That is true. I mean, sitting like if you're on the bench a long time, like that's why a lot of those like backup quarterbacks who have to come in just out of nowhere don't really have a good game, and it's just because they aren't like practicing on the bench. They're just probably sitting there, maybe getting a few throws in. And that's also with receivers.
Not only that, dude. A lot of times they're just sitting down, and so by the time they come in, they weren't really fully paying attention to the game. They don't have a feel for the game, Whereas a quarterback that's been playing 3 quarters, you know that, oh, by the way, my left tackle is struggling against this guy. So let me move the protection to the left.
I was listening to Brandon Marshall's podcast, the I Am Athlete, and they had a segment with
love it. I love that
Mike
podcast.
Vick. Oh yeah, dude, I started watching that and I love that thing. But and I was listening to one with Michael Vick, and he was talking about whenever he went to Pittsburgh, he didn't even think he was like or I don't know if it was a Pittsburgh or New York. I think it was New York actually. But basically he was told that he's not even gonna get shot in the game. He wasn't gonna get any snaps in the game. And it was just gonna be Geno Smith going out there. So he did not study the playbook one bit at all. And he in that same game they get like blown out and they say go in there. He doesn't even know what he's calling. So that's also a big problem with the people who just don't prepare for it. So
oh damn, I need to check that. Is that a new one of the recent ones or older ones?
I don't remember, but it's the one with Mike Vick.
Do you remember what he ended up doing? Like he just winged it?
Oh yeah, basically. He just called whatever they said and just like he didn't know who to read, who to go to, basically all that. So yeah, so someone said Chiefs better watch out for Tom Brady running. Yeah, I mean to be honest, Bill Belichick did use him, and he was the only player to get above like I think it was like 40 or something like that to get like above 1,000 yards. I don't remember if it was like in rushing or something like that. But I saw that stat, and the only other player was Jerry Rice. So
Jerry Rice, okay.
Jerry Rice and Tom Brady are one in some stat line. So that's also crazy. But Tom Brady is actually one of the sneakier players like that. He is, and we saw it versus the Eagles a couple seasons ago with the Super Bowls. They tried. He dropped it, but they do try to use him out there a lot.
That's funny. I don't think the Chiefs have any fear of that play being called ever.
You know
that
what,
dude, man? He is so painfully slow.
Oh yeah.
But people say Phillip Rivers is even slower, which I don't know how that's possible.
The thing is, I think it's more that Tom Brady, he doesn't, even if he does possess a little bit more speed, he just doesn't use it. And even if it is, it's not really, I don't know. I probably would say that Phillip Rivers might be faster just because he might be moving around a little bit more. But yeah.
Yeah.
So being in Tampa, right? So the first ever team to host the Super Bowl, right? Sadly, you said that
advantage the Bucs have.
Yep. Yeah. And some people are saying that like some people are thinking, well, it's not gonna be that big of an advantage. That is a huge advantage. They don't have to travel at all. That's a huge advantage.
This is why it's an advantage, right? People look at it as, well, there's only going to be 25,000 fans. Mm-hmm. And who's to say how many of those are Bucs fans or how many of those are Chiefs fans? Okay, mm-hmm. I get that. But people don't understand how such a massive advantage to literally not have to go anywhere. Like you can literally drive to the stadium, right? So like and you're familiar with the stadium. You're familiar with the left side. You're familiar with, not granted, it's a nice smooth field, but there's just something to be said about being familiar with the dirt, the field, and just everything around you. There's something to be said about that. So, and I think that's a major, because I don't know if people know. It's Thursday night right now. The Chiefs are still in Kansas City. I don't know if people know that. And I think it's because of COVID, because in the past, they used to have them a whole week in the city of the Super Bowl. So Kansas City, they're not going to Tampa until tomorrow, mm-hmm. which I think that's dumb, but whatever, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense because, I posted this on the You Heard thing, and I said, well, basically that barber who gave the Chiefs or was about to give Patty Mahomes a haircut, and he tested positive for COVID. That could have been, if the Chiefs somehow win, that will become one of the biggest what ifs ever.
Oh, so you're saying that part of the reason they kept them in Kansas City was to limit COVID?
Yeah, just to avoid anything like that. Just to avoid anything like that, because they already had a scare with that barber, and luckily no one got it. I
didn't understand that, because I'm on Instagram and I'm seeing a lot of memes about Chiefs and barber. Some dude got half his haircut. Okay,
Daniel Kilgore. Yeah, because Daniel Kilgore was the one that they were cutting, and they had to pull him out half haircut.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, but So let's talk about this. So you're located in Tampa, and I just want to talk about what's it like, just the experience that they got going on with the NFL. Just like what's going on there.
That's a great question, man. So I don't know if you guys saw some of my videos. I posted videos of going to the NFL experience, Super Bowl experience. That was very fun. That was dope. I was there with my wife, my daughter, and my other friends with their daughter as well. It was cool, man. You got to, but basically where we're at, we went to lunch at a place called Amateur Works. And Amateur Works, it's like a massive building with probably like over 50 restaurants. It's almost like a flea market, but with really good restaurants, but not like you don't sit like they're like restaurant fronts. You just order, but there's not inside part type of thing. That's how it's set up. Yeah, it's really nice, man. There's a lot of them, but that place was massively crowded, and there were Bucks fans everywhere. And the whole city, you could feel the energy of the city. It's alive, and everyone's pumped up about the Bucks. Now, when I'm driving, I see people in trucks and Bucks flags everywhere and stuff like that. I do think it's interesting, though, right? When I'm looking, I see a lot of the jerseys and the shirts. They're brand spanking new. They're brand spanking new. So it's one of those things. At first, I'm like, oh, look at these bandwagons. But really, you know what it is, man? A lot of these people, they're not necessarily football fans, but they're Tampa residents, and that's their way of showing support to the team.
It's more just like,
to me, that's not a big deal, bro.
Yeah,
that's not a big deal. They're just supporting the Bucks.
If you're located, if you're from Tampa, I don't have a problem with you like not watching football and supporting the Bucks because they made it to the Super Bowl, because you're just like repping your city at that point.
Yeah, for sure. So the city was lit, man. And the like I said, the NFL experience, that whole NFL Super Bowl experience thing, it's really more so for like kids and stuff. They have the party or that. But it was really cool.
Have you ever been to a game in Tampa?
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of games.
Okay.
I used to get free Bucks tickets all the time. It's been a while since I've been to a game though, man. I had made a decision after the Raiders game. This was some years ago.
Oh, the Jameis Winston thing?
Yeah, and I made a decision that I will not ever spend any money or go to any Bucks game as long as Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback. This was years ago.
That's actually,
and I didn't make that just to say it. And I, obviously, you know, I was good on my word for that, or whatever the case may be. I think the last Bucks game I went to, actually, Jameis didn't even have a terrible game, but we played the Raiders. Derek Carr went absolutely off. He had over 500 yards passing.
Yeah,
we ended up losing in overtime, but that was a back. You could tell that was a while ago because they still had Latavius Murray, who I'm pretty sure plays for the Vikings now.
Yeah, he plays for the Vikings. Oh no, he plays for the Saints. Yeah, he plays for the Saints.
Yeah. And
that guy is actually really underrated too. That guy is actually underrated.
That dude is massive.
He low-key could be a starter somewhere. I could see him being a starter somewhere else. I could be. So, I mean, somewhere like, I was gonna say Washington, but I like that rookie Antonio Gibson that they got over there. I really do.
Yeah. But yeah, man. To answer your question, the city's it's lit, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw some of my TikToks. I attempted to get some footage around the state, but they're the security crazy, man. You can't get near that thing.
And I think that's also that might be another COVID protocol. To be honest, they don't want too many people. Getting around.
And not only that,
how many people are over there? Or like at the NFL experience?
There's a decent amount of people, like casual people like me, like taking pictures of like the stadium. There's this really massive banner that says Super Bowl 55. There's all this neat stuff there. So there's a bunch of randoms. So it's not just COVID, but it's a thing of they don't want people to come in there because they're setting. Because when I went there, they were setting up for halftime, the whole platform for halftime.
Oh,
it's crazy, man. You see it in TV, but you don't realize that thing is massive. Man.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know how they get that thing on the field and off the field so fast. It's massive.
A whole bunch of people because like,
and
usually like I'm wondering how they're gonna cover it up because usually they have like all the equipment. Like they usually have those people flood the field, and you can kind of like it doesn't look weird. There's just people there, just having their flashlight out. I don't
know how it doesn't jack up the field either.
Yeah, actually, that's crazy. Actually, yeah, because that thing's got a roll and it's gonna make some scratches. Maybe.
Yeah, man, trust me, it's massive. Some big old tires. So, but yeah, they were setting that up and checking for the sound and audio and
how big is that flag though? That's what I need to know. How big is that flag? Because you said it was huge. and like the camera doesn't capture. How big is that flag? Like that Tampa Bay flag?
The camera doesn't. I was so disappointed in how poorly because so the camera's here. I'm recording it this way, and I'm seeing it in real life, and I'm seeing it through my phone. I'm like,
yeah,
it's crazy. If I were to say how tall it is in terms of like this way, not the width, but just the height. That thing, it has to be at least 30 feet, man. Easily 30 feet, if not 40. Dang. And then the length is at least double that. The length might be 60 feet. It's massive, man.
That thing's huge, actually. Dang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I saw that. I was like, there's absolutely no way that, like, the way that I saw it, of course, through the phone, was like, that had to be huge. Like, that has to be bigger. Yeah, because it didn't look that big whenever I saw it. Like, and you were like making the stream. I was like,
it didn't look that big. It
has to be bigger. Yeah, that thing is like.
Yeah.
Because I was just like thinking about
the story I said about the Giants fan.
Oh yeah. You know what's crazy? I just saw that. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Giants fan. Yeah. Some of them crazy though. I'm not gonna say all of them, but like some of them just crazy. Some of them just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, listen. We have fun. I have fun because I know you saw the video of me saying the Giants fans are the worst. And
I need to know how you didn't go with the Cowboys. I need to know.
At the end of the day, I don't think any team fan base is worse than any others.
Yeah.
It was just more so for like kind of like TikTok or whatever. Because at the end of the day, fans are fans. Patriots fans might be a little bit cockier, and as well as they should. Why not? They have reason to be. So then people like Browns fans. Prior to this year, they were bitter, and understandably so. Now that they have a little bit of success, they're kind of pumping their chest a little bit. Which is funny, but yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Browns fans on TikTok. I didn't realize how many there were. I didn't think.
Yeah, man. There's a decent amount.
Yeah,
I think as in terms of TikTok, I see the most. Browns. I see Pittsburgh. A decent amount of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. And I see a decent amount of Giants fans.
Yeah.
I think those three have. I'm one of like 2 Bucks. Well, I take it back. There's some other Bucks content creators. They're not big though. They're kids that have probably like 500 followers. There's not a lot of Bucks guys. There's not a lot of Eagles guys. I know a couple Cowboys guys. There's a decent amount of Ravens guys too.
Oh yeah, there are. There's Carl. There's We Hoopin. Yeah. And some people forget that we hooping for the Ravens fan. I don't know how. Like this, like people just do like those best TikTokers by like team, and they just leave out we hooping. I'm like, how do you forget about that? The guy just called Lamar a Super Bowl snack.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about TikTok, right? TikTok has only been around for like 3 years, so there's no way to know that we hooping didn't just. Oh, I'm a Ravens fan. Only people that know him personally knows. If it's like. Man, that's probably the question I get asked the most. Hey, how long you been a Bucks fan? And I'm like, well, longer than you've been alive, most likely. People have to understand, right? If I were to jump on a bandwagon, it wouldn't be the Bucks. It would be the Chiefs. Like, if you're listening out there, if you want to jump on an NFL bandwagon, don't jump on the Bucks. Tom Brady has another year, maybe 2 years tops, and then what? Jump on the Chiefs bandwagon, bro. Or the Chargers, or any team that has a promising. The Bills.
I posted that the Bills. That picture with Stephon Diggs might become one of the most iconic, just because I feel like that looked like revenge. That looked like revenge. He was just standing. He was standing there on the field watching the Chiefs celebrate.
He was embracing the loss.
Yeah, he's out for revenge. That guy might go off next year. He will go.
I think Jordan did the same thing when he lost to the Pistons. Just stayed there. But I'll be honest with you, man. If we talk a little bit about that, Josh Allen, man, he did not look very good against the Ravens, man. And he kept doing one thing. I'm like, dude, where are you getting this from? He just kept backpedaling, man. Whenever the rush came, he just kept going backwards, and he was getting sacked for huge losses. Like, bro, stay firm in the pocket. If you got to back up, then come right back in the pocket, man. You know what I mean? He did not look comfortable at all in that game, bro.
Nah.
He did not know what what the Ravens were doing.
I feel like there was a oh, you're talking about the Ravens game or the
Wait, wasn't it wasn't the Ravens.
Who did they lose to?
The Chiefs, yeah. Oh yeah, AFC Championship.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. I think I feel like he came into that kind of nervous. I feel like he came into that a little bit nervous because he didn't look comfortable. And that's not something we see from Josh Allen a lot. And especially with that
He
big
didn't look
frame.
comfortable, but that's the nerves, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nerves that happens when you're playing on the road, Kansas City against Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. This is the thing. I hate to say it, and I'm not gonna speak. I don't want to speak for Josh Allen because I can't read his mind. But at the end of the day, Josh Allen, deep down, you know that Mahomes is better than you. Deep down, you know the Chiefs are better than you. Mm-hmm. And when you acknowledge that fact, you've already lost before the game started.
Yeah.
You've already lost. I hate to say it, man. That's where the mental fortitude
it's a daunting task. It really is a daunting task to play the Chiefs. And that's why I think like a lot of the nerves are there whenever you play the Chiefs. It's basically like the Patriots a couple years ago. Like if you see the Patriots in like a playoff game, you're scared. And there's a reason Nick Foles beat them.
You're scared, man. Funny enough, this will be the first time Tom Brady will be an underdog in a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, but the thing about the Bucs, they don't fear Patrick Mahomes. They don't. You're talking about Jason Pierre-Paul. He's like Jason Pierre sacked Tom Brady before in the biggest game of the Super Bowl. He's been there before.
Oh yeah.
Shaq Barrett's a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans has been around the block. Not granted. You know what I'm saying?
I think he played in the Carolina game.
Denver.
Yeah, he played in the Denver.
Yeah, I think he played in the Carolina game in Denver.
Yeah, that guy's been around a little.
So these guys, they've been around, man. Bruce Arians been around, so they're not gonna come in here, kissing Patrick Mahomes' rings, man. So I'm excited, man.
That's gonna be fun. But so I think that's gonna do it for this segment. And let me see if let's do this. Let's see if I can pull it up really quick. So,
oh, by the way, before we go, what's your prediction? I know you said the Bucs. What's your score?
My score, I would take 34-27 Bucs. Let me see if I can find it.
Did you see my post, bro? That's my exact score.
Really?
I kid you not. When you're done with this, go to my actually, matter of fact, you said you didn't see it. So I know for a fact you didn't see it. Because before the thing, I told you that. Yeah, go to my TikTok after this, man. When I do my prediction. That's my exact prediction, bro. 34-27 Bucs.
I didn't even see that. I'm just going. Yep. You heard it first. I have a great mind. All right. But here. So guys, again, for my upcoming podcast, this is of course not one to be a huge, just one segment of a huge podcast. It's gonna be tomorrow. We got Zadario on the live stream, but that's all of it's gonna come out on Sunday. So Zadario's coming up next. Another familiar face, OG the Beast. And then after that, Taz 13, Gas Station Story Times, and Super Kurt. That's what I have coming on. Super Kurt. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be coming out before the Super Bowl because Super Bowl kickoff. That's what we got going on. And again, thank you, OJ, for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I guess on Sunday it's going to be on the same day. But yeah, thanks for coming on. And that's going to do it for this. Do you want to sign us off? Shout yourself out?
OJKnows. You guys can follow me on Twitter at OJKnows1. Follow me on Instagram at OJKnows_sports. And of course, TikTok, which is my favorite app of all time. And this is where I do most of my damage. OJKnows_sports. Run it.
See you guys.